Welcome to the Valley. It's the home of the Reading Rockets, the new home, the start of the NBL Division 1 League campaign. I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Ben Fisher.
Good afternoon, Mark. How are you?
Doing wonderful, thank you. We are here for the home team Reading Rockets and the visiting Nottingham Hoods. As I say, week one of NBL Division 1 League action. Nottingham have been on the road twice. Quite an interesting start to the season to be on the road twice in your first weekend.
Yes, obviously. The people that organise the fixtures, not looking on Nottingham most favourably perhaps, but you never know. It's always nice to start off at home, so it's a good one for the Rockets fans.
Definitely will be, and a slightly odd week of prep. Head coach Samit Nurizadeh out on family duty, and steps in Reading Rockets legend Dave Titmus. What do you think the week of prep's been like, Ben?
Well, I've actually been lucky enough to go and see what's been happening, and I think the players have responded really well to Coach T. The club's performance coach has stepped into the role and has certainly had an enjoyable time with the guys this week during practice, and has been implementing some of the stuff that Coach Nurizadeh has been doing over the last couple of weeks. So I think he'll fit into the role just fine with his 50 years of experience.
Absolutely, and the Nottingham Hoods come into this one as a slightly changed roster from last year. Lose Mo Williams, lose Carl Jimenez, two real potential MVP candidates of the league, really, when you think about it from a statistics point of view. How do you think they bounce back from losing a few players?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. New head coach as well, Dan Watts, has stepped into the hot seat. But I think that they've got some good young talent on their roster, and I think that as the season goes on, I can see this team growing. But I think that, it's a big, obviously, as you say about Mo Williams and Carl Jimenez, is two big characters, two big players not on the roster this year, so it will be interesting to see how they adapt early on.
Reading Rockets have gone deep into the Kit King Trophy to the semi-final, coming up short last week against the Hemel Storm, who were particularly good. Before we kind of delve into last week, you can see the Nottingham Hoods roster. It's Riley, Adekai, Hall, Davis Williams, ex-Rockets junior Jacob Satautus, Soars, Brownell, Close and Josh Gademi round out the lineup for the Nottingham Hoods. And as I say, Reading Rockets, who have been in, some good early pre-season or early season form, should we say. They've got import Jemai Jenkins, Reece Pinnock, Sander Panda, Champion, Dixon, Cracknell, Porter, Kitchen, Isaac Round, Reece Grocott, Jordan Jackson and Pistol Pete Walker round out the lineup for the Reading Rockets. So, Coach, as we say, we've seen some fairly good competitive action from the Rockets early in the season. What have you liked so far from this unit?
Well, I think that they've definitely got some good pieces to the puzzle. I think that in transition, the Rockets are pretty well established. I think defensively, from that last game, will be the area that they want to keep improving on against a high offensive-powered Hemel Storm. But I think I really like some of the stuff that they're doing in terms of their offensive concepts. And I think that, as I say, defensively is where the growth is definitely needed for this group. And I think that Coach Titmus has been working on that during the week with some sort of delay, zone press delay stuff, a little bit of trapping. So it'll be interesting to see if we see some of that this afternoon.
We've seen the Nottingham Hoods hit the floor after player introductions, and now we're about to see the Reading Rockets hit the floor. The Valley really filling up here today. Closures at junction 11 of the M4, making it a little bit tricky, but it's really filling up. Big shout out to my Kennet Kingfishers Basketball Club. They're here in over 100 of them here today.
Yes, so I've heard. Absolutely fabulous to have some local players in a local club with us today. Great to see that the other clubs in Berkshire coming to support the Reading Rockets NBL Division 1 outfit, so a welcome to them, and I know you're doing a good job with them, coaching-wise, Mark.
Much appreciated, Coach. I don't know how good I'm doing, but they are here, they are enthusiastic, and that's a good start.
Well, absolutely, and if they make lots of noise, it will really help the Reading Rockets players, I have no doubt.
New intros here for the Reading Rockets, new for us. They're coming from a side door.
Yes, and Ben Dixon returning to the fold after missing the last 2 games. In fact, he was in Australia, so it'll be good to have him back. I think he's a real glue to the Rockets' defence. That's certainly what he brings to the party, and his experience as well. So it's great to have the captain back, and I'm sure he will make a significant contribution this afternoon.
You've seen Troy Cracknell, Lewis Champion, good shots of them. Both very good in the Hemel game. Lewis really playing well this season at the moment, and Troy Cracknell, who was quiet against Hemel. I think they've done a good scout job on him, but he's been in very, very good touch early in the year.
Yes, well, 2 Player of the Weeks already this season in the Kit King Trophy, and yeah, I mean he's got it all, hasn't he? Really, he's got a little inside game. He's able to go off the bounce. And his perimeter shooting has definitely developed since he arrived to Reading. So it's been really good to see him, and I think he's a fantastic addition to this Rockets roster.
Loving the new intros here today. I was a member of the men's team at the Rivermead when you used to come out to a spotlight.
What, back in 1980?
1987. Wasn't quite that long ago, but I did enjoy the spotlight. That was a good touch. Yes,
the spotlight, but it was also good when they turned all the lights out and the spotlight didn't work. So that was good.
And we ran out in the dark.
We also had cheerleaders back in the day as well. Can you believe that?
I can. Yeah. I think they should be coming back as soon as possible. So great job by the in-house crew. Bailey Boom giving us a good introduction here. Or Boom Bailey, I don't know which way around it is, but great introductions. We're about 3 minutes away from tip. Really, really good atmosphere building for the week 1 of NBL Division 1 League action.
What's good, Mark, is Charlie's already challenging us. Good afternoon, Charlie. Great to have you with us. He thought everyone was quiet against Hemel.
Well, I think that's I don't know. It felt fairly loud in the building, but we had no headphones that week, so it was like my eardrums were being kicked repeatedly.
Maybe he means players-wise. I'm not too sure.
Good point. Open to interpretation.
Absolutely, but good to have you with us, Charlie. And I think Ben Jackson's also on, saying good luck, Nottingham. So we've got a few Nottingham fans joining us, which is awesome.
Excellent segue. If you are on the live stream joining us, there's about 36 of us. It's low at the minute. Let's get these numbers up, especially Nottingham Hoods fans who haven't been able to travel. We've got the best stream in the country. Yeah, I've said it again. Wow. Allegedly.
Yeah, you've gone there. I mean, it's a bold statement, but we like the bold statements. You know, get their attention.
Get their attention. Yeah, absolutely. One of the best streams. Tell your friends, Nottingham Hoods fans, come and join us. It's going to be may even be a great game today. The atmosphere is great. The new venue, the Valley, Loddon Valley, is filled up. The crowd are jumping. It's really, really good atmosphere here today. So share the stream, share the links, get everybody down here. Let's bump these numbers up. Needs to be well over 100 by the time we're at the end of the first quarter. So there's your challenge thrown down. And as I say, feel free to throw some comments at us. Your thoughts, opinions. Keep it clean, keep it nice.
Absolutely, we don't want to slate you at all. But can I just say, Mark, just before we get started, it's such a privilege to be here. Especially at this venue, you know, for us as a club, to be able to come to a venue which is really well supported, you know, just really up to date with its like the court and things like that. It's great, and I've absolutely loved these last couple of games. So yeah, Rockets fans or any fans, you know, please come and give us a visit. And as we say, if you're unable to, join us on the stream.
Without question, final preps going in. See Coach Watts giving his final instructions. What things to look for early. Coach Dave Titmus has already given his instructions. Officials are ready. 3-man crew, always my favourite.
Yeah, good stuff, and good to see Coach T sporting the all-black look.
And controversially, he's gone for a roll neck.
He has. Nothing
you
beats
could
a
have bet
roll
your
neck.
mortgage on it.
Yeah.
You could have bet your mortgage on it.
But 76 and still a fashion icon of English basketball.
Coach Josh Thorney, our guys on the stream, what's the Achilles heel of both teams? Quite an interesting one, actually. Haven't seen much of the Hoods this year, so difficult one for me to call there. What would you say could be the Achilles heel of this Reading Rockets lineup?
Well, I think it's tough. We're still very early days, and I think that it'll be interesting to see how they defend certain areas of the court, how they defend certain actions. But I think that it's going to be really important for the Rockets to get out and running quickly. But I think defensive transition is probably the thing I'd identify as their biggest weakness at the moment, and I know that's something that the team has been working on.
Absolutely. Charlie Parker saying if Jordan Jackson can go inside, got quite an interesting thought. Actually, not a great deal of size across this Hoods lineup, so maybe that will be the slight Achilles heel. Nice to see Jacob Satautus getting the start tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's going to be I think that's the matchup that Charlie's looking at. Jordan Jackson against Jacob Satautus. It'll be interesting to see if they do match up against each other, but we wait and see as the game's about to start.
Balls up again, and an uncontested tip ends up with Lewis Champion. Hoods starting out early in a 2-3 zone or a 1-1-3, depending on how you look at it. Maybe they think that's the Achilles heel of this Reading team, although against the Westminster Warriors there was a lot of zone, and nice bit of high-low. Jordan Jackson with Troy Cracknell for the early 2.
Yeah, good start from the Rockets. Didn't panic, found the inside, and that's going to be key to playing against this Nottingham Hood zone.
Lots of hands in there. It's going to be a backcourt violation. Great job by Reese Pinnock and Jemai Jenkins at half court. Jacob Satautus going to take a seat. Very classy move from Dan Watts there, giving Satautus the start on his return to Reading.
Yes, I wonder if that was the idea, but
it certainly looks like it.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea.
Yeah, he's lasted 38 seconds, and that's that.
Well, I'm going to say it's a classy move. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So
excellent.
I respect it.
We'll go with that then.
Good. Hoods then go back to man, finds Pinnock, who's had a good start on the defensive end, just misses the baseline 2. This is Josh Kademi, who is a handful for any lineup in NBL Division 1.
Yes, I think he's going to be definitely a main feature of this Hoods team this year, and a real talent in this league, that's for sure.
This is Hall to Kademi, and he drains the early 3. Rockets out in transition again. It's Cracknell on the move, likes that mid-ranger. Rattles one home, but the Rockets back up 4-3.
Yeah, a bit frustrating for the Hoods there, you know, making a 3 of their own and then giving up a very early shot in transition. That'll be something that Coach Watts will be looking at.
Here's Hall again. He's stripped by Jackson, takes his time and hands off to Pinnock. Little fumble ends up in the hands of Jeremiah Jenkins. Back to the man, and good look inside to Jackson, whose patience and work inside has been key for this Rockets lineup. This one just slides off the front of the rim. Hall and Kademi go pick and roll. It's a deep 3, and he buries it from 4 feet behind 3.
Yeah, big shot early on in the game, and that's put the Hoods up by 2.
2 early 3s from the Hoods with their shooting eye in early. His champion goes behind the back. Pinnock finds Jackson. He likes that turnaround, should I say, on the left shoulder. Not going. Here's Hall, who just buried a 26-footer. Kademi again, screen and roll. And Sunday banking hours, very much open.
It would seem like that. 3 threes from the Hoods early on. Rockets finding it tough, even though they're getting the ball inside. Jackson not quite managed to get it go yet.
There's Cracknell short on the pull-up. inside. Hall again. And the Hoods bench are on their feet. 11-4. Just seen Coach T come to the bench for an early timeout. This is Jenkins off the screen and roll with Jackson. Pull up, but this one's short, and Hall out and running again. We'll probably get another 2 here. Defended well, but Jenkins fouls in the end, and that will send Hall to the line.
Yeah, I have to say, a bit of a sluggish start really by the Rockets. As we see the replay of Jemiah Jenkins getting called to the foul as the Rockets go into their timeout. But yeah, I was just saying, Mark, I think a bit of a sloppy start from the Rockets. Not, finding the ball inside, but Jordan Jackson missing a couple quite early and giving up a few threes. I don't think it'll be massive concern, but I would imagine that Coach T just wants to talk things over.
Yeah, as Coach T talks you through, I think I would agree with you there, Coach, where they've made 3 threes, one of them a bank, so you can sort of -3 off that. Jordan Jackson misses 2 gimmies that he usually makes, and you can just see Coach looks fairly calm. I think he's telling him to calm down, and he's happy with what's happening, but probably tighten up on that perimeter defense. Again, a bit of an unknown early season, is that you don't have a lot of tape to scout on. You don't know how the kind of MO of these teams is going to be and whether they're going to shoot a lot of threes or not. So I agree. Probably feels okay at the minute as the teams come back on the floor.
Yes, I imagine that Coach Nurizadeh will be watching from home, probably feeling a little stressed. But we obviously wish you well, Coach, and we're looking forward to seeing you back next week.
A few comments about timeouts on the streams, potentially a bit early. I don't, Coach Tippers will have his reasons and maybe doesn't want the gap to open up too much.
Yeah, it's always tough, isn't it? I think when you've got a new, a different coach, head coaching the game, you kind of might want to just steady the ship a little bit, just talk a few things over, just remind stuff from the pre-game.
This is Jenkins front court with Pinnock. They'll reverse through Jordan Jackson, who goes screen and roll with Jenkins. Finds Champion in the corner, just a little fumble of the handle, but will get himself to the rim, and another less than 6 foot shot missed.
Yeah, that's the defensive transition I was talking to you about earlier on. Rockets giving up another one there. An 11-point game already.
That was Saws on the leak out for the Rockets as Jenkins very tricky inside, and another missed. Close one, and Hoods don't mind getting out in transition, and lucky Gademi picks one up, tries to shovel inside, and now the Rockets are out running 3-on-2. Can't find anyone.
No, what a rocky start. Rockets have started quite a few games very well so far this season, but finding scores hard to come by.
Davis checks in for Saws for the Hoods. It was Riley who came in for Satautis earlier on in the quarter. 15 plays 4, 5:56 to go in this one. Appreciate everyone on the live stream. We're at 82 now. Those are the numbers we like to see. As I say, he needs to get 100 plus by the end of this first quarter.
Oh yeah, we need at least a Nelson. 1-1-1, that'd be great.
This is Brownell and Gademi. Riley, who I just mentioned, with the high screen and roll. Gademi guarded well by Champion, who defends really well, and that's off Gademi, but keeps it in bounds, and Cracknell will push. They'll have numbers here as Gademi's trailing. Got to find the open guy. They do. They find Jenkins, but then Jackson inside, and it's poked away by Hall. And this Hoods team certainly doesn't mind running in transition. Hall looks for another long one, and oh boy, there's another one. There's another 2 feet behind the three-point line. A hot start here for the Nottingham Hoods. Cracknell and another turnover, and Hall's going to get another easy one. And that is a very, very controversial foul from where I'm standing, by the way. Hall creates a lot of contact, and it's called, but that's how the momentum swings go. When the momentum's in your favour, often a lot of this stuff does go in your favour.
Yes, and to be honest with you, a really, really poor start from the Rockets, it has to be said. A lot of live ball turnovers, a lot of misses in and around the basket, and the Hoods certainly doing a fantastic job punishing the Rockets early on in this one.
Hoods flying. They have 20 up, and it's not even at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. They are flying, but as coach says, a lot of it down to live ball turnovers from the Rockets. Here's Cracknell, goes handoff with Dixon, as I say, back, who's missing from the lineup. Cracknell with a good paint touch, finds Porter on that baseline. He'll get inside to the front of the rim, and finally we get a chippy to go.
Yeah, and I think the Rockets looking a little bit unsure of themselves at the moment, but that will certainly help.
Champion touch foul on Hall. That one's on the baseline. They'll go sideline, excuse me. Adakai checks in for Nottingham. Browner will take a seat. Hall, who's had the hot hand from deep, he's thinking about another one. This one finally misses, and Jenkins will be out and running. Finds Cracknell. Bit more composed here for the Rockets. Nice high post flash, but there's that live ball turnover nearly again, and Jenkins with 8 on the shot clock goes to the step back, grazes the rim, but that won't do enough. Hood's out and running. Here's Hall, spins past Champion. Adakai, who's just checked in on that left wing. Close also in the game, and that is Adakai all the way down the middle, and the Rockets are hemorrhaging points at this point.
Absolutely, and the coaching staff will be disappointed arriving to the rim without any contest whatsoever.
Troy Cracknell. Oh, the nice find from Lewis Champion, perimeter 3, and they'll need a few more of those as the Rockets are down 14, 3:26 to play.
Yeah, Rockets really do need to get some stops here.
This man needs shutting down. It's Seth Hall again off the handoff, wanted the foul and had a very good shout from where we were looking at it.
Yeah, and Rockets reintroducing Reece Pinnock, who's probably one of the better defenders in the league, and he's going to really need to have to defend in this particular game with the Hoods pouring in 23 points so far.
Reece Pinnock spells Ben Dixon early. A few conversations still taking place after that one. Here's Jenkins. Little rub screen from Cracknell. Champion, who hasn't shot one yet, back rims this one, and the Hood's potentially out and running. Champion tries to take a charge. That'll be a block, and I think that will be Lewis's second foul. Here it is.
Yeah, it is indeed, and that's going to force the Rockets into a change. Jordan Jackson coming back in, and I still think, Mark, that Rockets really do need to utilise him inside. I don't think they've done a great job of that so far, although Jackson missed a couple of probable gimmies. I think that's probably the way that they need to chip away at this score.
Yeah, still found good position, and actually been very impressed with Jordan Jackson's patience this year in the post. Those footwork sessions and big man sessions seem to be doing a job at the academy. Sideline for the Hoods after the blocking foul from Champion. Davis gets to the elbow, pull up that one off, and Troy Cracknell will clear. He's off and running. Go early screen and roll with Porter. Finds that high post, but nothing doing. Great rebound from Finn Porter, and foul called on the baseline.
Yeah, interesting there. The Rockets went zone on the last play. Hall was out of the game, so a little bit of change-up of defence for the home team.
Baseline with Reading. Finds Cracknell. They'll go back to Jenkins, just coming up to 10 on the shot clock. Jenkins dials his own number. Nothing doing, and a good fight on the boards there from Reading, and it will stay with the Rockets.
Yeah, tough shot from Jenkins there. Really want to see the ball moved a little bit more before Jenkins probably fires up the three.
Cracknell, good shot fake, gets inside. No call from the officials, ball flying around. Cracknell gets it back. He'll go step back, tough shot from Cracknell, and potentially a bit of a make-up call.
Yeah, a lot of offence going through Troy Cracknell at the moment. Obviously, Rockets' leading scorer of the season so far. Lewis Champion just coming to chat to Jemiah Jenkins. Always good to see that guys on the bench actively involved in the game and helping out their teammates.
Cracknell goes to the line. If you look at this venue now, Fish, I'd say we're nearly full.
Yeah, not too far away. A couple of seats available, but yeah, it'd be great to see more and more people come down and create what is an awesome atmosphere at this new venue. The first NBL Division 1 game here. Not ever.
Not ever. We have played here previously.
We have, yeah, but on the show court.
Oh, good point. The court used to be where the bleachers are. I mean, the stand is now.
Yeah.
Here's Ryland's right wing, and Rockets stay in the matchup 2-3. Gademi tries to force inside, and Jordan Jackson will clear. Nice shovel to Cracknell. He has no numbers. Finds Pinnock. They'll reverse through Jenkins. There's that fade screen and high screen and roll. Pinnock straight down the lane, nearly had it, and Jackson nearly recovers the rebound, and still nothing doing. A deflection from Cracknell ends up in the hands of Jemiah Jenkins, and here's Cracknell. 20 on the shot clock, plenty of time here for Reading. There's that post touch you wanted, coach, and it's inside with Jackson. And there's going to be a foul called. No bucket.
I have to say, on the last defensive possession by the Rockets, great no call by the officials. I think they did a good job there. The Hoods have called a timeout.
Coach Dan Watts calls timeout with 1:28 left in this first quarter. Rockets chipping away, but still double-digit deficit at 12. 23 plays 11. Coach Titmus and Matt Johnson chatting things over in the Rockets huddle. I think they want to try and make a bit of a dent in this last minute 30.
Yeah, I think the aim is to always try to get it under 10 going into the next quarter. The Rockets have found a little bit of comfort in their zone, so I imagine they'll stick with that, although Hall is coming back into the game, so that'll be they'll definitely have to do a good job locating him. But yeah, it'll be their ball on the baseline, so a chance to either get to 10 or go under that mark.
Absolutely, few possessions left here in this first quarter. Highlights of first quarter action from the Stream team mid-timeout. Does it get better than that?
Absolutely. I love it.
The Stream team doing a fabulous job as ever.
Yeah, good to see Jade back on the main camera. Absolute stalwart last year with the Rockets.
Do we know if Jade can hear us? Jade, signal if Jade can hear us.
She can, yeah.
Need to be careful with what we say now.
Absolutely.
The first lady of the Stream team.
The first lady, I love it.
Inbound from the Rockets is Panda in for Reading. Been out with a groin injury. And there's Jackson, just barrels his way along the baseline, and Gademi bodies up and deals with that one and is able to shovel it away from the floor. Adekai goes at Pinnock with the left, just doesn't put enough on it.
Great defense by Pinnock, good stand.
just coming up on the minute. Pinnock gets a good paint touch. Finds Panda, he's a bit of a mix. 3-4. The tricky Jemiah Jenkins puts that one in.
Yeah, really, really nice hesitation there from Jenkins. But a foul was called off the ball as well.
That's on, is it Jordan Jackson?
Yeah, it looked like he got called for one on the rebound there, Mark.
I enjoy that sort of foul. You could go play on, but they don't. And that will be 2 shots. Rockets in the penalty.
Yeah, and that will be a bit of an annoying one, certainly for the Rockets, reducing the arrears to 10 and then giving away 2 shots straight away.
Jackson's first foul.
Referee's just discussing what the outcome is. Rockets are in the penalty, whether it's a team control foul or 2 shots.
So, explain for the viewers.
Well, it's a mystery. It's not an offensive foul, I don't think. Any offensive foul cannot result in shots when a team is in the penalty. However, if the ball is... do you know what? I don't know the exact rule, but if it's deemed to have finished the possession, then I think if a foul is called, then 2 shots are awarded if the other team is in the penalty. But I'm sure someone viewing will tell us.
Reach out to your community and find out. Come on, YouTube community. It's an off-the-ball foul. Rockets in the bonus. There's about to be a violation here if this doesn't go in. Nope, didn't call it. Panda stepping in while he's taking the free throw. Do appreciate everybody on this live stream for week 1 action of the NBL Division 1 Men's League. There's still a conversation about this one foul. Jordan Jackson causing chaos. There's the Kennet Kingfishers in the house. Isaac Logan in the orange jerseys. Having a great time.
Great to see.
45 seconds to go. And another turnover from a live possession. There's a discussion to be had here. Seth Hall believes it's nothing to do with him. And it's going the other way, and not many people arguing that one.
No, I think it's a bit of a telltale sign when the team that turned the ball over actually walked back the other way.
Yeah, fair enough. Adakai into Gademi in this little horn set. And there's a hold on Champion, and that will be his 3rd. And I should think he will not be taking much more part in this first half.
No, and Rockets really, finding the areas they're normally pretty decent in, quite difficult. Lewis Champion picking up his 3rd foul, and as you say, probably not featuring in the rest of this half, which will be a big blow for the Rockets because he's a good defender and also good tempo with the offense as well.
Brownell makes the first. Plenty of noise coming from the Valley. Not enough this time.
I think he actually missed the first, Mark.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I think he was 1 from 2 on that one.
I just glanced and thought it had gone in. Apologies for not paying attention.
No, don't worry.
Panda goes handoff with Cracknell in the last 20 seconds. Hoods will get another look at this. Shot clock down to 7, and as Jenkins inside finds Pinnock. Front rims this one, and the Hoods are out and running again. Pinnock was actually the last man, 5 seconds, and Hall will fancy this one. Kicks to Adakai, and that one looks long, and it was, and the Hoods lead 25-13 after an extremely hot shooting start. Credit to the Rockets, they had given up 20 before the 5 minute mark. They've given up 5 since, so some pluses there. Only managing 13 themselves, missing some chippies early, and couldn't get it going. What are your thoughts, Coach?
Well, I would say to you, quite an uncharacteristic start by the Rockets. As we mentioned, you know, a lot of misses in and around the rim, live ball turnovers, and just struggling to get stops, really. Yes, I agree. You know, the Hoods made some tough shots, but you know, if you allow the ball in the hands of shooters, they're obviously going to score, and I think that's something that the Rockets will need to take care of. And I don't think it's really a hugely difficult game for them in the sense of getting the stops they need to get, and then scoring with a bit more of a balanced attack. At the moment, it's very much Troy Cracknell. Jordan Jackson hasn't got it going inside, but I do believe if the Rockets keep working towards that, he will score.
You will see the hot shooting start from the Nottingham Hoods on the live stream. Rockets also catching up from a slow start, as Coach says. The youngsters getting a full court shot in between quarters. And everybody on the stream, thank you for joining us. We are nearing that 100 mark. Fell a little bit short, a bit like the Rockets' first quarter.
Very good, Mark.
Thanks.
Very good. So let's get to 100 and let's get the Rockets within single digits.
Absolutely. Really, really enjoyable day here at the Valley. As I say, share the link over the socials. It would have been posted to @Reading Rockets or @Rockets Reading on pretty much every platform you can think of. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, I don't know.
Bebo, MySpace.
Bebo and MySpace. You will see them all. Hoods get us going in this second quarter. Satautis back in. Brownell finds Satautis. This is Adakai, puts it on the deck. Nearly taken by Panda. Demi pulls up. Nothing there, and Jeremiah Jenkins will get this Rockets team out and running, who look like they're coming out of the quarter with a bit more energy. Cracknell gets Satautis in the air. Hood's back to the zone, and Cracknell will get himself inside with no issue.
Tough finish, though, from Troy Cracknell.
Very tough, and the big body of Josh Goodemi gets that one, and Brownell pulls up. That one nearly goes. Hood so excited a chair flew backwards on the bench. Here's Pinnock. Here's Cracknell trying to find that inside touch again. It's Jackson and Goodemi. Good little matchup forming here. Jordan going to that left hand, and Goodemi fouls him and picks up a tech for his troubles. So Jackson will shoot 2, and then there'll be a technical.
Yes, I think the technical foul shot will be first, and then that's a huge call by the officials, because that's foul number 3 for Josh Goodemi, who's a really important factor for the Hoods. But as I said, the Rockets still trying to go inside, getting some success this time. So let's see if they can continue to chip away at this deficit.
Soares checks back in for Goodemi, as Coach says, has 3 fouls. Well, in the excitement of the mid-quarters, didn't get to update you on the leaders. Troy Cracknell leads the Rockets with 9 points. Seth Hall has 13 for the Hoods. Goodemi has 4 rebounds and 2 assists to lead both of those categories. Jackson buries the free throw. What happened with the technical, Coach? I was looking at the leaders again.
Yeah, Troy Cracknell made the free throw, so this will be to take it to single-digit deficit.
Rocket certainly steadying the ship as Jordan Jackson does his job.
Bit odd by the Rockets there as Hall lays it up, because the previous possession, Reece Pinnock did a great job defending him and not letting him catch the ball.
Holds off the ball as Pinnock cuts. He's grabbed by Brownell. We'll see young Isaac Round check into the game for Jeremiah Jenkins.
Yeah, good to see Isaac introduced into the game. Had 16 points in 15 minutes yesterday for the under-18s.
Light work.
Yeah, so hopefully fresh and ready for this one.
Cracknell along the baseline and need a release here. Panda does that and he'll go baseline himself, and that will be an offensive foul. Sander Panda, as I say, out with a groin injury but back. What can the Rockets fans expect to see from him?
Good question. Having not seen him too much, it's difficult to say, but Panda was with the Glasgow Rocks last term, and I think he'll provide a little bit of energy, a little bit of spark. He's got a little bit of an all-round game, but I think he's still working on a sort of establishing himself in his game, and I'm looking forward to seeing that during this season. Very diplomatic answer from me there.
I think what you're trying to say is you don't know.
Possibly.
This is Panda guarding the ball handler, which is not expected. That was Davis, and here's Hall, who has certainly had the hot hand here for the Hoods. Davis goes baseline, finds Browner, who spins and scoops with the right. He's fouled by Isaac Round, and he will shoot 2.
Yeah, again, good defence by Reece Pinnock there on Hall, not allowing him to shoot the ball, really working him off the pick and roll. And Isaac Round picks up that one and just needed to jump to the spot on the spin.
You'll see Loddon Valley, few empty seats picked out by the stream team. Find the full seats, find the ones that are full.
Absolutely.
I'm just joking.
But good to see there's a lot of Rockets junior players in. We just saw Josh Hayworth in the crowd, one of the new under-18 and academy players.
Brownell makes the first. Really, really great atmosphere here in the Valley today.
Yes, and here's hoping the Rockets can give them something to cheer about. 16 points in the first 12 minutes. Tough.
Stingy on points.
Yeah.
Something to dive into though, Coach, because it could well be, do we think it's the Hoods defensively, or do we think the Rockets are just not clicking yet?
I think, to be honest, Mark, it's a bit of both. I think the Hoods are pretty well organised defensively. They've switched up man to zone quite a lot. They've taken away the key aspects of the Rockets' offence, and the Rockets have also missed some gimmies, as we spoke about.
Pinnock struggling to find an option. 5 on the shot clock as Soares knocks it out of bounds.
I think that is the good defensive aspect. They've really hurried Pinnock up there, and he needs to be a little bit more poised.
Lob over the top. Jackson tries to catch it over Satautas. The pass was actually pretty low. This is Davis. Foul off the ball. There's been a few of them. That's on Isaac Round. He picks up 2 quick ones. Bit of foul trouble in the Rockets' backcourt when you think about it.
Yes, and I think that's due to some, poor positioning off the ball, and just different assignments. Isaac Round was on Hall on that possession. Reece Pinnock back on him now.
Hall gets another one to go inside, and he can score. That's for sure.
Yeah, he certainly can, and he's obviously been the gem of this Nottingham Hoods team so far, and he's really, really come to ball out this afternoon as the Hoods lead by 15 and almost have double the amount of points that the Rockets have.
Rockets, as we say, really not getting going just yet. Cracknell still quiet. Jeremiah Jenkins also fairly quiet at the minute. This is Jackson on the perimeter, tries to find Cracknell, and he does. But again, there's that forced element of the offense, isn't there?
Absolutely, and they're denying Troy Cracknell, which is, a smart move. They just need to cycle the ball. The ball stayed on one side of the floor. The defense gets exactly what it wants, and a turnover occurs.
As my man, Coach Josh Thorne would say, get Cracknell to be a screener, get him into different actions. Hall again, backrooms this one, and it's the diminutive Jeremiah Jenkins gets that one. He'll go all the way down the lane for the right-handed layup. Will that get this Rockets group going? Double fists. Are we going to see some trapping? Here's Cracknell. That was Davis down the lane, and another foul.
Yeah, and it's going to be very difficult for the Rockets to do anything if they just get beaten off the bounce like that. So I think that's going to be certainly. I know we're still just less than 7 minutes to half-time. That's certainly got to be something that Coach Titmus and the team talk about during the half-time interval, if not before.
While Davis goes to the line, very much appreciate everyone getting us over the 100. We're at 105 now.
Ah, excellent.
So we are where we need to be.
Nearing the 1-1-1. When we get that, I should be happy.
I will keep my eye out to find it exactly.
Thank you.
As we get a lot of people join and drop, but let's stay in it for the long haul on this one.
Charlie Parker said if that three had gone in, he might have cried. I think we're already crying.
I know the feeling. Nearly another live ball turnover, and again, I you know, this is your rare expertise. Do we need to slow down, get a few more possessions out of this game, stop them? Obviously, that stops the Hoods scoring in bunches, and it gives you a chance to score. As you saw, Pinnock fouled that time by Davis.
Yeah, and as we see it again, I would say some real frantic play. And that's the thing that certainly we were speaking about with the Division 3 team this afternoon, is if the game is going very, very fast, you need somebody just to take the sting out of the game. When you don't have a numbers advantage, make the defence have to play. If you continually play in transition, you know, and you don't execute, then the defence doesn't have to play for that long in the possession. So I think that's something that the Rockets will really need to do. And with 6 minutes and 30 left in this quarter, both teams in a penalty as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out for both teams.
It's a missed free throw and tipped in. 2 points?
It is, but the ball was already in the cylinder, I think. They are just checking it. Okay, so the rule is the
own
ball,
basket.
Yeah, it's an own basket, so it is awarded to the captain of the team. So Ben Dixon picks up 2 very, very easy points, probably the easiest he's ever scored.
Congratulations, Ben Dixon. Coach Thorne dropping in some questions. I'll fire them at you in the next break, Fish, so be ready for that one. Paul finds the diving to Tautus Brownell, who's been a nice piece for this Hoods team, and he'll get that one to go. And plenty of excitement here for the Hoods. They're doing a good job.
Well, I have to tell you, I really, really like their enthusiasm and intensity, and also the celebration for each other's success. That is a sure sign of a really promising and growing team.
While Brown was at the free throw line for his one, Coach Thorne said, what about some box and one on Hall because of the foul trouble that Rockets have?
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. I think, you know, Reece Pinnock's not doing too bad a job on him, but, you know, as we said before, the Rockets are kind of hemorrhaging from all parts at the minute, and I think they need to take care of that. I think it's still very early season as well, and that's not something necessarily that the group have worked towards, but, yeah, it is a good tactic to use, and something that could be thrown in, so good point there by Coach Thorne.
He's full of good points. Full of them. So the foul was not on Brownell. Tautus was fouled off the ball.
Yeah, I certainly didn't see that.
Young Jacob.
Yeah, been to Wednesday morning shooting sessions.
1 for 2. Were they your sessions?
Maybe.
Bit of a self-plug. Panda's going to turn that one over. They've not called that one, and Porter's dived on it, so Tautus is on it, and it's a jump ball. Very confused as to why that wasn't a backcourt violation.
Yes, I couldn't quite see. Coach Watts was just obstructing the view there, but yeah, that again, a kind of mid-court fumble turnover, although the Rockets will retain possession, but that is something that they will need to cut out as they still trail this game by 15.
Yeah, as you say, it's 35 plays 20, 6:05 left in this second quarter, and Rockets yet to make a run. Jeremiah Jenkins tries to get them going. Nothing doing this time, but Pandar on the offensive.
Yeah, Jenkins just needs to come off that pick and roll. He does like to go left off the pick and roll, but he is missing left, so he just needs to get a little bit more balance as he shoots the pull up there.
That's Finn Porter inside, fouled, doesn't get the easy one to go, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, both teams experiencing a little bit of foul trouble. Josh Gademi is on the sidelines with 3 fouls, as is Lewis, champion for the Rockets.
You see Seth Hall leads all scorers this evening with 17.
Yeah, doing a great job for his team, that's for sure. Porter missed the first free throw.
Makes a second. Timeout. The Rockets coach Dave Titmus filling in for the absent Samit Nurizadeh today. This has got to be the one that's the push, right? The push before the half. Change it up a bit, get some tempo.
Yes, definitely. And I think that it'd be interesting to see what the Rockets come out with here, whether they come out with any sort of 1-2-2 press or anything like that, just to mix it up a little bit. But I think the fundamental aspect of containing the drive is going to be really, really important, and making sure they locate Seth Hall, who's got, I think, almost half the Nottingham Hood's points.
Coach Watts in the huddle will want to keep this gap going into half. Still a lot of time left in this one before the half. I say nearly 6 minutes. But as I say, Coach Watts will be keen to keep that gap as wide as possible in anticipation for a run later in the game.
Yeah, and if I'm the Hoods, I would keep attacking. I mean, the Rockets are in the penalty as well, and they've done a fantastic job of that, just keeping the ball alive, penetrating the gaps of the Rockets' defence. So it'll be interesting to see if they can do that, or the Rockets can slice this disadvantage they currently face.
Rockets coming back out onto the floor. It's baseline with the Hoods. Looks like a bit of extended pressure. Dropping back what looks to be into that extended 2-3 zone.
They've got to locate Hall on this one.
Browner, who's also shot it well, back rooms this one. There's a lot of confusion. 2 players knock each other over for the Hoods. Pinnock has to go all the way over and all the way back, I think.
Yeah, and almost another live ball turnover for the Rockets.
Jenkins finds Cracknell. Back to Jenkins. This time going right. 6 on the shot clock. Porter's going to have it in his hands for the running right-hander, and it's a great finish by Finn Porter.
Yeah, tough finish by Porter there. The Rockets' offense very stagnated, but Porter gets it to go.
Back to this zone. They're going to try and find some disruption to the Hoods' offense, and that is a foul by Porter.
Yeah,
as he fouls close.
Another 2 shots.
Which is always the killer, isn't it? And I know I ramble on about it a lot with the team foul situation, but I do think it's a big difference maker. It's either a good way to get back in the game or a really difficult way to get back in games.
Yeah.
Because you've struggled to build momentum. Any foul, more scores. It's just a very tough way of doing things. Free throws made, subs in. Jordan Jackson in for Finn Porter. So I'll just have a wee check on the foul situation. Yeah, Jackson has 2, Porter has 2, Champion has 3, Round has 2. Jenkins down the lane, he's fouled, and Jeremiah Jenkins gets all the way to the cup this time. Better for you?
Yeah, I mean, still very direct, but the good thing was he did change his speed and managed to get to the rim. Satautas coming back in probably to protect the bucket. 3 fouls on close there. And Rockets really need these two, I was going to say, Mark.
Absolutely. I'm just glad that it's not Mount Johnson, because I feel like we'd have a lot of close call jokes going on.
We would, and we're not going to go there.
No.
That's too close for comfort.
You will also be banned from the stream soon.
Excellent. Although I actually really like the stream. It's good fun.
As do I.
And it's good fun to have lots of people interacting with us. We're at 110. We just need one more for 111.
We are one off of 111. We're at 110. Thank everyone for joining us on the live stream. Week 1 of NBL Division 1 League action. Rockets back to the zone, and it has disrupted the Hoods a bit, with the exception of the foul trouble as they find the corner. Brownell makes another 3, and it's really good execution from the Hoods, who flare screen the high guy. It brings out the bottom man, and Brownell buries a 3, and that's a quick response, and if you miss it, it's bad. Hoods out and running. Soars. This is Riley.
And now the Rockets need a good offense. Now they need just to take the sting out of it.
That mid-range is usually good from Jackson, gets his own rebound, but nothing doing. Be interesting to look at the field goal percentages at the half. Not quite sure what they are yet. We'll certainly do that for you. Brownell to Satautas, hands off with Soars. Rockets back into the man, and Brownell, who's also had a hot hand, chased by Jackson. Good rebound from Panda. Here's Cracknell, who also hasn't really got going. Nice hesitation, gets himself in the lane, and that's better from Troy Cracknell.
It is, and I think when Cracknell's in the groove, that's a great shot to take, but I think the Rockets really do need to cycle the ball a little bit more, get Nottingham having to defend different actions.
Inside now with Riley, just goes to the fade over Panda. He'll get his own board. And here comes Jenkins. Rockets need a push. Inside to Jackson. Should be a favourable matchup. Pinnock just fumbles the feed inside and drops the behind the back to Jackson and gets it to go. And is this a swing of momentum? It's an 11-point ball game. Just under 3 to go.
Well, we've been here before.
Hall, you would have bet your money that one goes down. Here's Panda the other way to Jenkins at Satautas. Good stand and good defense by the ex-Rocket Jacob Satautas. Timeout Dan Watts to make sure this lead doesn't drop any further. Rockets head into the timeout with Coach Titmus after a chat with his assistants. Good timeout from Coach Watts.
Yes, I think so. Just a little bit of a flow for the Rockets. I think a couple of uncharacteristic shots from the Hoods. So good just to talk things over. I think the Rockets have a chance to score out of bounds and get it under 10. And I think that Jordan Jackson, as Charlie Parker pointed out, as Josh Thorne pointed out, really needs to get it going. He scored his first points of the game a moment ago, so that'll be something that the Rockets need to keep going with.
Fantastic segue to start looking at the leaders. As we say, Jordan Jackson now on the board. Troy Cracknell has 12, Hall has 17. They're backed up by Browner with 11, who's been a bit of an unknown quantity, but been very, very good in this game so far. Jeremiah Jenkins has 6. Ben Dixon has his 2 on the leaderboard.
Excellent.
Jenkins has 4 rebounds, tied with Riley Gademi. Josh Gademi leads all with 2 assists. Just going to have a look at the field goal percentage, as we know Rockets have missed a few. I thought that was a bit high. Yeah, 34% from the field.
Yeah,
16% from three.
Certainly not ideal for the Rockets. Just struggle to get it in there.
Jenkins, again, looking for Jackson, who has his two. Here's Panda, who'll hand off quite deep with Cracknell. Finds Jordan Jackson on the baseline. Don't see that kind of 12-footer from him often, but looks like he shoots it okay.
Yeah, Rockets got away with that one as well, because a number of players crashing the offensive glass and leaving perilously in transition.
Riley finds Brownell switched on too quickly by Cracknell. Will shoot it anyway and will make it for three.
Yeah, and that's all he's done. So I say all he's done, but he shoots. He shot, and we are playing with the hands down. Tough.
Jenkins gets into the lane again, that left-handed pull-up, nothing doing in transition. Here's Hall, he'll go a little shimmy with the inside out and try to kick to Brownell, nothing doing, and the Rockets turn it over again. It ends up in the wrong person's hand, who I give him the full commentator's curse as he airballs that one, but to his credit, he's been very, very strong this half from the perimeter.
Yes, he certainly has, and it looks like he's got the confidence himself and from his teammates to shoot it, and it's certainly the Hood's way of playing. They've certainly shot, I think they've shot more threes than twos.
Brownell shooting 60% from threes, 3 for 5. Shot clock is late starting. Saves with the Rockets, 14-point ball game, minute 30 to go. Cracknell decides to dial his own number from distance, nothing doing. Jackson working hard on the glass, but Hood's clear and they're off and running with Hall. Tries to find the trail of just Davis, they do. Riley, excuse me, and that's another easy two.
Another one in transition, you know, and that's really hurting the Rockets as the Hoods have pushed it out to 16.
Yeah, going the other way just before the half as Hoods go back to the zone, and there's that flare screen, gets Pinnock inside, and he will finish for 2.
Yes, a little bit better from Reece Pinnock there, gets himself to the lane, a little bit more balance in terms of his finishing.
Under a minute to go here, 45-31. So Tautus will hand off with Hall. Nice little action on this right wing, and Hall goes to the crossover, gets all the way inside. Finds Soares in the corner. That one's short this time, and that pretty much sums up the Rockets' half.
It does, and the amount of fumbles we have seen in this game from the Rockets is very, very uncharacteristic, and it's really hurting them at the moment. This is a really important possession here. It's at 14. If you can get a stop and a score, it looks a lot better heading into the half. But if the Hood score, it's going to be a mountain to climb.
Statistically, Rockets only turned it over 8 times so far, but it certainly feels a lot more than that as Hall fumbles and kicked it this time. This is Soares against Kitchen. He'll go all the way to his left hand and finish, and that's the dagger. Shot clock turned off. 18 seconds to go in this one. Jenkins gestures for one shot. Hood's happy to stay in that 2-3 zone. Here's Cracknell, Pinnock. It's just very, very laissez-faire, isn't it? Very sloppy.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy play, and the Rockets have been punished really in this first half. They're going to have to talk a lot of things over in the half-time break if they're to improve their performance, that's for sure.
Jenkins goes to the fade with 3 on the clock. Cracknell with the follow, nothing doing, ends up with Soares. He'll launch one way after the buzzer, nothing doing, and the Rockets will head into the half 16 down here, 47-31, and if I'm being brutally honest, I'd say, Coach, they've probably got problems on both sides at the minute. That's a lot to give up, and it's not very much to score.
Yeah, and I think we should also give a real positive to the Hoods as well. Like that, they have played some excellent basketball and really frustrated the Rockets. Offensively, they know their game, they know where their shooters are, they find them really well. And defensively, they've done a great job. just, packing the paint, not allowing the Rockets to get used penetration off pick and rolls. And credit to them. I think they've played a really good game, and they've really found the Rockets out in this first half. But there's as you said just before we finished the half, there's some real sloppy play from the Rockets, and that will be really frustrating for the coaching staff. So something to talk over, and it's going to take a big effort to come back in the second half for sure. You
will see the first half highlights from the stream team that involve the Hoods raining a lot of threes early on. We're going to take a quick break. 47-31. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes' time. Welcome back, Loddon Valley Leisure Centre. The Valley, packed arena today. Many of the local clubs are here supporting. My local club, the Kennet Kingfishers, in the house. You'll see them in the orange and blue. Coach, packed house, slightly miserable first half.
Yes. And mainly, the highlight of half-time was Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder.
Enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, the Rockets are back out on the floor already, sort of raring to go for this second half. But yeah, certainly a first half dominated by the Nottingham Hoods. A fantastic shooting display from the visitors to Reading, and the Rockets have a big hole to get themselves out of in this second half.
If you're just joining us, it's 47-31. Rockets down 16 at the half. Teams just coming back out on the floor. I'd love to say you chip away at this one if you're Reading, but you've never really hit second gear, so I think they've got a couple of big runs in them.
Well, I think that's probably what's going to have to happen, and they've got it to 10 a couple of times, but just not seem to be able to get into those single figures and sort of into that 5 to 7 point range, and that's something they're going to certainly need to have to do. But it's a tough ask, I have to tell you, at this stage.
The Hoods will start with the ball in this second half. And it's the lead man, Hall, who leads all scorers at the half with 17. Now posting up Pinnock, showing another level of his game. Goes to that turnaround. Wanted the bank. Not happening this time, and it's Pinnock out and running, who go back to the original starters. Lots of hands in there. Going to be a discussion whether this is a jump ball or a foul. Looks like a foul.
Yeah, and the discussion for me is it's very direct against quite a few defenders early on. I mean, I like Pinnock's aggression, but I think, as I said to you in the first half, the Rockets really need to get the ball moving.
Pinnock will go to the line for his first trip. Gets that one to go, and Rockets going to need all of these to keep this one in touching distance. You've been in the comments on the live stream at halftime. Good work.
Yeah, Kate Troy joined us at half-time, which is good. So welcome, Kate. Hope you're going to enjoy this second half with us.
Here's Brownell, also had a hot hand with Riley. This is Gademi, who had foul trouble early on, but interesting decision to go underneath the screen, and Gademi gets it to go. Yeah,
I find that one a bit bemusing, I have to tell you.
Here's Jackson, who also didn't get going early on. This is Cracknell guarded by Saws. He will get to the foul line, usually likes that one. And does.
Yeah, and he's going to need to be a real big feature in this second half, that's for sure. Troy Cracknell, as we said, leading scorer for the Rockets this year.
Brownell finds Gademi guarded by Cracknell. Defends well. Really tough call on that one. Looks like he walls up, to use a popular term here.
Yeah, excellent terminology there, Mark. But yeah, in that instance, the question to ask is what did the defender do wrong?
And as we're not qualified officials, we won't answer that question. You might be, actually. I don't know.
Well, I am, but
there you go. Yes. Gademi makes 2. Keeps the lead at 17. And this one-on-one play sort of still continues. Pinnock down the lane, doesn't get it to go, and hands on the rebound and stays with the Hoods. And I had a quick chat with my coaching crew over there at Kennet Kingfishers, and they felt, as Saws goes all the way to the rim, they felt there was a lot of one-on-one in Reading and better team play from Nottingham.
Yeah, and I think that's a really fair statement.
And I believe that's our first wedgie of the season.
Could well be. Could well be.
Definite.
But yeah, what I was going to say just before that was I fully agree with that point, but I haven't really seen a difference in this Rockets team coming out of the half-time break, so that is of concern. But plenty of time left in the game.
Porter rattles home the first free throw. Strings the second one. Lead stays at 17. Gademi goes at Jordan Jackson, and Josh Gademi down the lane with the up and under, and certainly fancies that matchup from the perimeter.
Yeah, and quite frankly, it's getting a little ridiculous as the Hoods are arriving to the Rockets basket really, really easily so far in this second half.
Pinnock gets the touch inside, and Porter goes in, and he's fouled, and another whistle from the officials.
Yeah, and that's the positivity from the Rockets. They are getting to the foul line early on. They've drawn 3 fouls in these first 2 minutes, 10 seconds. But to use a phrase that we said earlier on, they are hemorrhaging points.
They are. Kate Troy asked, what's the height of the players? We don't have all the official heights, but if you want to name a few you'd like to know, I can quite gladly tell you how big they are for the most part. Been doing this a long time.
Ben Fisher, 5'9".
At a push.
At a push, yes.
So Kate, let us know who you want to know, and I'll certainly fill you in. Hall down the lane, this time stripped, the Rockets out and running. Bounce past to Pinnock. He couldn't get it to go and tries to shovel to Jackson. There's one of those live ball turnovers again, and here is Gademi with the hook pass inside. Look out on the baseline. Luckily, nobody injured from that one.
No, and Coach T saying, hey, come on, guys, slow the ball down.
Cracknell and Champion off the little flare screen, and here is Champion. Back to Cracknell. Looking inside for Jackson, not given. Cracknell just tries to get it to go. Porter misses the gimme from the front of the rim. Turnaround doesn't get it to go again, and the Rockets' woes continue as here's Soares finds the corner man. It's Hall against Porter. This time short, and you hope the hot streak slows down a bit if you're a Rockets fan. Cracknell, you hope, gets going. Does not. And the shooting and offensive struggles continue. And
here we go. Nottingham just going to the horns action, just taking this sting out of the last couple of possessions.
Subs coming in, Jordan Jackson out. Sandar Panda in.
Indeed. There's Coach Watts. Professor Watts, by the looks of it, at that shot.
Here's Gademi, guarded by Panda, the new guy. Hand down. Gademi misses this one. Cracknell out and running. Nearly turns it over to Soares. Does actually turn it over to Soares, but will the Rockets get it back? And here's Champion. Waves off Porter. Nearly just turns it over again as Soares jumps the lane. Porter with a nice move inside, and good job from the young man to get to the front of the rim.
Yes, and Finn Porter, although he missed a couple, seems to be a little bit more effective inside as we're as you were at the half-time break at a 16-point game.
Rockets merely exchanging baskets at the minute. And here's Gademi again, who fancies the one-on-one. Here's Riley. Back rim from Soares, and Panda scoops the rebound. In the hands of Cracknell, who thought about going quickly. This time gets inside. It's an offensive foul as Hall takes that one on the chest.
Yeah, and that will be as a result of playing so directly, you know. Defence is already set. Smart take by Seth Hall there, and timeout has been called.
Frustrating for the Rockets. As I say, merely exchanging baskets at the minute. Nothing to eat into this lead. It remains at 16 with 5.5 to go in this third quarter. My headphones currently being deafened by the crowd going bananas for sweets.
Well, the good thing is the crowd are having a good time, and that's what counts, eh?
Credit to Bailey and the in-house crew.
Yeah, Kenneth Kingfisher's getting involved, I can see, Mark.
They certainly are. On a strict diet of Haribo and Twizzlers.
Yep. All other sweet brands are available. Coach Dan Watts, coaching in Division 1. Not sure for the first time or not, but brother of former Rockets player Tintin Watts. Say what, as I say to Tintin regularly. If he's watching, big shout out to Tintin.
Yeah, absolutely big shout out to Tintin and the family. Haven't seen them down for a while. Wishing them all the best. We missed them down here in Reading. This is Soares going at Porter. He'll kick out to Hall, switched onto by Panda. That's better defensive sequence. 5 on the shot clock. Soares with the spin and scoop. Champion clears and Rockets out and running. They could do with a run here. Here's Panda inside. Doesn't get to go. And it's a massive follow by Finn Porter. Gets the crowd on their feet.
Yeah, nice tip done by Finn Porter. Really enjoyable moment for this Rockets crowd.
And there's a foul off the ball again.
Yeah, let me just say to you, Jacob Satautis, obviously we talked about him earlier, former Rockets Academy player, a fantastic person first and foremost, but he is fulfilling his role so well in this game. I've been really impressed with him. He doesn't do anything outside of his lane. He sets great screens. He causes issues inside, and he defends strongly. So really good to see him playing in Division 1.
Here's Hall. Rockets again still haven't cut away this significantly. Soares literally ends up with it in his lap and nearly scores. The Champion just shepherds that one out.
Oh, good word.
Kate Troy says, thank you for the live stream. Kate, if you're new to this, we stream all of the Rockets home games. Very proud of our product. Very kind of you to say those nice words. We'll keep it coming.
Rockets just missing the inside. Hood's hedging the ball screen on that last possession.
Porter going one-on-one. Sorry, it's Champion going with the Porter screen, and he gets himself down the lane for the lefty layup. Yeah, nice split of the defence by Lewis Champion there. Just a Tautis out hedging, but the Rockets punish the pick and roll defence. Got it to 12, and Hall dials up from distance, and he's not getting that one to go. Champion, just when you need to keep hold of the ball, and we turn it over again. Yeah, and Hall has thrown it back to Pinnock. This is where we need to just... Jenkins nearly gets it to go. It's on the boards, and Rockets keep it alive. Tremendous effort from the Rockets on the offensive glass, and it ends up in the hands of Champion with 7 on the shot clock. Screen and roll again. He's fouled all the way, and one from Lewis Champion off the Finn Porter screen, and that gets the crowd into it. The deficit is 10. What I was just about to say is Rockets really need to have a bit more poise as Champion makes a big play off the pick and roll and has the chance to reduce the arrears to 9. Our guy Meshach Lufiel in the house. Miss you, big fella. Hopefully see you again soon.
Yeah, Mishak, great for the Rockets last year, continuing his career, great to see.
Davis had the ball the whole possession and just about rattles one in to slow the momentum, and Champion, who's been the spark so far, finds Panda in the corner. They're going to go screen and roll again against Satautis. He'll turn the corner. Champion now with the right hand just posed the layup, but Champion there just couldn't finish.
Yeah, nice pick and roll though, and a great lesson for younger players on how to turn the corner even against the hard hedge.
Hold here on Panda against Gademi.
Yeah, and really not a smart foul to give away with Rockets in the penalty there.
Lead back to 11 for Nottingham, 2:35 to play. Thank you everybody for joining us on this live stream. 120 of us now. Great to see the Rockets community and the basketball community coming together on these live streams.
That'll be interesting, Mark, as Seth Hall comes out of the game. It'd be interesting to see what the Rockets do defensively here. Gademi probably going to carry the scoring load.
Yeah, Gademi's been very good in this third quarter, actually. Has fancied his matchups one-on-one and has exploited them. Just misses the second of 2 free throws. Lead is 12. Here's Pinnock. Skips to Champion. Thought about shooting the three, but he's closed out well by Gademi. Champion on the deck again, goes for the step back. Back rims it. He's the last defender. Rockets managed to slow the break. Browner, who was hot in the first half, is fouled and one for the corner 3.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think that sequence of play really sums it up for the Rockets. Probably a rushed 3, and then Pinnock unexplainably fouling the corner 3 in transition.
Very frustrating again, just as you get it to 10, 11. Chance for it to balloon back up to 16, just like that.
Yeah, free throw missed there.
Slight reprieve for the Rockets. Champion, again thinking about it. Jenkins needs to make this one, and does. Big 3 from Jeremiah Jenkins. If that doesn't go, I don't think he sees the floor much longer.
Yeah, and I think the Rockets are trying to get this deficit back quite quickly, and they just need to keep chipping away. Get stops, run good offense. That's going to be the key.
Davis to the pull-up again and gets it to go.
Yeah, Davis, 2 good buckets from him.
Pinnock to the teeth of Davis, draws off to Jackson for the two-handed light one.
Absolutely, and Rockets will be going stops right here.
Absolutely, minute 21 to go. If you're joining us, you're catching us at a good part of the game. Rockets with a good momentum. Gademi could slow that down, and does with a dagger 3 from Josh Gademi.
Yeah, but Josh Gademi, really good shooter, hands down, we'll take that.
Jackson in that short corner finds Champion. He'll dial up his own 3, off again this time, and Hoods keep that 15-point cushion. This is Davis, who's come up with 2 big pull-up jumpers. Gets all the way to the baseline. At a offensive foul taken by Lewis Champion. Great job by Lou.
Yeah, such a shame for the Rockets. They got it to 9, and as we said earlier on in the game, Mark, a couple of times they'd got the deficit down, but all of a sudden, Hoods respond as they've done all game so far. 15-point lead.
Ben Dixon into the game for Rockets. Only make 1 error a year, it's fine.
1 mistake a year, yeah.
Yep. Titmus. Dixon finds Jenkins. He made his last one, then gets his pull-up under control.
Yeah.
Lead at 13.
And if the Rockets could force an early shot and get a score, it would make the fourth quarter extremely interesting.
Dixon defending the post against Close. His rattles out, but Stoke with a killer board. Stop here. A little discussion with the table. Not quite sure what the stop was for. Inexplicable.
Yes, I was going to say inexplicable. What I'm thinking and what I will say are different.
Sometimes the thinking will be false.
I don't think the thinking was false.
Satautis hands off with Gademi, who's had the hot hand in this third quarter. Tries to shovel inside. Pinnock will have a chance from distance, and it nearly goes as well. Not sure if it would have counted, but it was dead on from Rhys Pinnock from 60 feet. And the little push from the Rockets has got them within 13. 67 plays 54 as we head into this fourth quarter. This is a good time to tell your friends about the live stream via text, WhatsApp, sharing of the stream on YouTube, and any other method you can share. Pigeon.
MSN.
MSN Messenger, wow. Yeah. There are other messaging apps available.
Yes, just to let you know. So as we watch some of the highlights from this third quarter, I think it's a big ask really for the Rockets. They got to 9, it's gone back up, we're at 13. I think the only way back for them is if the Hoods really struggle to keep their momentum alive. Jemiah Jenkins shown a bit more promise in that third quarter. Can Jordan Jackson come to life? And can the Rockets really punish them inside? It's all to play for, but you have to say the Hoods looking good for the victory in this one.
Absolutely, there's going to be a bit of a monumental task really for the Rockets in this fourth. They may fancy themselves getting it close, as we are handed the stats expertly while on camera.
Excellent. Let's look at the stats.
I'll give you a look at the leaders now, Coach. As I say, 13-point ball game in this one, just heading into the fourth. Troy Cracknell has 14. Seth Hall held scoreless since the first half.
Yes, 23-20 in that quarter to the Rockets.
But Gademi has 14. Has picked up the slack. Finn Porter with 12 for the Rockets. Also has 8 rebounds to go with that, so the young man putting himself together a nice evening. Troy Cracknell still hoping he's got time to really get going, as this will be tipped out of bounds. Champion back in for Dixon. Looks like Hoods will stay with this 2-3 zone. Rockets working with a high and low post. Pinnock dials his own number. Doesn't get it to go, and it's a tough one.
Yes, probably a good tactic by the Hoods to go zone with the personnel the Rockets currently have in the game.
Gademi again, and gets another one to go.
Yeah, and
Josh Gademi was 17.
That is a tough shot, but he's feeling it, isn't it? And the thing is, he's been allowed to shoot the ball freely so far this game, so he's got a lot of confidence.
Skip to Champion. Doesn't find Jackson on that baseline, tries to whip one past 3 players. Very risky pass.
And an early timeout.
I might be a bit boring. You're nodding, so I assume you agree.
Possibly.
But there you see Champion catch it on the wing. He could go short corner to Jackson quite easily, and I feel like that keeps the momentum going a bit. It's a nice spot to get to in the zone, but then we wait and we do something different.
Yeah, and I think obviously at this stage of the game, the Rockets are really trying to score quickly, and I think the art of what's happening is and I know I've said this before, but the Rockets really need to make the Hoods defend and have to defend different actions. If Champions just driving down the middle of the lane and trying to find the roller inside early, that's easy for the Hoods defense. So they have to get a balance of running good offense, getting stops, getting out in transition, and then they have a chance. But we're at 16 points, and it looks like a mountain to climb, if we're honest.
9 minutes to go in this one, just over. The 16-point lead established again after the Josh Gademi 3. Coach Thorne on a live stream asking whether Gademi is the MVP. I will leave that to much closer to the end. Get your thoughts together, friends on the live stream. Always like to know your input about who you think is the MVP of the game. And there is that short corner that I just mentioned with Jackson.
Yeah, but it's really hard for Jackson to play one-on-one because Panda was just stood under the rim there.
Corner 3 ball, misses everything. Adekai down the lane, finds Gademi. It's not the hand you want it to land in. He was not set for that one. Doesn't get it to go, and here's Panda. Champion, teeth of the defense, tries to drop it off to Jackson, and it's tipped again, and it goes the other way. And it sounds a bit cliche to say it's just not clicked, but it hasn't really clicked this evening yet.
No, and to be honest with you, Mark, I think by the end of the game, I think we'll definitely say it's certainly not been Rockets' day, but they steal it. But you never know in basketball. Stranger things have happened.
No, and you know, it doesn't take long to go on an 8-0 run, and you can, you know, cut the deficit in half quite quickly. Coach Johnson barking instructions, trying to get the troops G'd up a little bit into this final period of play. Kate asked, do we only do Rockets matches? The Rockets matches are always streamed. The Rockets games are always streamed. There's also a feature where you will see myself and a chap named John Hobbs do NBL live, and there's a selection of games during the year that we cover as a neutral. John travels the country, and I accompany him on locations that are much more favourable to myself.
Excellent, and I just stay and do lots of things for the Rockets.
Fair weather, I am fair weather. Here is Soares and Jenkins. They've got a mismatch on Gademi. They'll go double up there, and travel called. Jemai Jenkins wanted that one. Yeah,
sorry, Mark. I'm just going to say, good to see Jenkins play with a bit of spirit right now. Certainly what the Rockets need. So an important stop. Game finally balanced for the Rockets. I think another run by the Hoods will really send this game to bed.
Jenkins tries to find Jordan Jackson as he gets stuck in the air. Finn Porter back in for Jackson. Jenkins finds the corner. The good of this one goes, but it's way off. Pinnock, great defensive job on the ball on Brownell. Gademi guarded by Jenkins.
Good switch
will save that. Great switch and throws it the right way, all the way ahead. Jenkins underneath. What a finish. Up and under from Jemai Jenkins.
Yeah, but the Hood straight back at them. And offensive foul is indeed called, and that could be Josh Gademi's fourth.
It is indeed Gademi's fourth. 7:30 to go. 12-point ball game, and feels interesting again, as you'll see Jemai Jenkins with his unbelievable up and under reverse.
But we've been here before, Mark.
We haven't. It's never got really below this. So,
no, so
fair comment, Coach. Fair comment.
Come on, the Rockets.
Jenkins really thought about it after the pretty last finish. Cracknell, Jenkins against Hall. He'll get himself all the way inside, gets the lefties fouled, and Jemiah Jenkins is getting going now.
Yeah, a real spark for the Rockets. It's great to see, and the Rockets fans will love that. Somebody that really, really cares about their team, wanting to do as much as possible, and he has a chance to cut the lead to just 10.
Jenkins at the line. He's a bit of a spark, isn't he? Sometimes can really get going, scoring in bunches.
Yeah, Jenkins and Goodemi having some words with each other, all in good sportsmanship, which is great to see.
Jenkins makes the first.
What I will say here, Mark, is the Rockets do not want to give up a 3 or an easy one at the rim. That's got to be something that they're looking at now.
Makes the pair, and this one's within 10. Turnover, Rockets going the other way. Cracknell need to get a good possession here.
Yeah, good
inside
poise.
to Porter. That's better, and Porter will get underneath the rim for protection, and it's down to 8. And here come the Rockets.
Yeah, much better by the Rockets there. Stole the ball, good defense, and then with a little bit of poise just to take it and finish inside.
Browner, who was good in the first half, thought it might be an offensive foul. Not this time.
I'd like to. We're going to see a replay here. Let's have a look. I mean, you could argue Pinnock was moving, but again, it's one of those. What did he do wrong?
Timeout. Down Watts, and the deficit cut to 8.
Yeah.
Apologies if you think I've been ignoring you on your live stream. My laptop had a funny 5, but I'm back now.
Nothing worse than a funny 5 as we 8-point ball game, 6:20 left, and yeah, exciting times. The timeout situation is that the Hoods have 1 left, the Rockets have 2 left, and I think the Rockets will be really working hard to try to get it to an end game. And as we see a couple of comments in there, Coach Josh Thorne, how is that not an offensive foul? Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one. Porter is playing great. He's certainly been a spark inside this afternoon, that's for sure.
We can have the controversial argument now. Mention that his feet are shuffling, but your feet can move and it can still be an offensive foul. We covered that last week.
We did indeed. So some good learning for everyone.
I say we didn't. We covered it. You covered it. I listened. It was a free lesson for me.
Good. Kate Troy, who joined us at halftime. Rockets really putting pressure on now. Yeah, absolutely. It looks, goodness me, it looks as though 2 shots have also been awarded, which that is a surprise, I have to tell you.
That's an interesting one.
It's a bit of a double jeopardy there for the Rockets.
Noise here from the Rockets, not quite putting off Brownell, who's been very good.
Oh, a miss here on a Rockets 3 would make this one very interesting.
There's your miss. Coach, if that's it, you're going to high-five if this is a Rockets 3.
Well, or and 1. Either's fine.
Either way. Either way. 3 the old-fashioned way is also good. Don't mind that. Cracknell, he'll go for the 2. Doesn't get it. Porter doing a phenomenal job on the boards, and that will be Godemi's 5th if that's on him. It's not. I don't know who claimed that from the Hoods, but excellent work.
Yeah, and tough call, I think, there. But Finn Porter with a chance to reduce it to just 7. That'll be the closest the Rockets have been.
Pretty much all game.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you joining us late, the Hoods were lights out in the first quarter. Had a 20-5 lead or something close to that. Had 20 points in the first 5 minutes. Porter makes the second. 8-point ball game.
Bit of token pressure from the Rockets.
Hall goes hand off with Brownell. Gademi, who was great in the third. He's guarded by Pinnock. Dropped off to Hall. He hasn't shot well second half. Skipped to Brownell. He's been great in the first half and buries another, and that's a big shot.
Yeah.
Lead goes back to 11.
And that's when you've got shooters on the floor.
Jenkins keeping Rockets close. It's 9-5, 20 to go.
Yeah, the Rockets trying to get the tail to wag. The Hoods not going away, trying to put the Rockets to the sword.
Gademi fouled by Champion.
One thing I will say is that the Hoods are now in the penalty, so let's see if that that benefits the Rockets. You feel that they really need to keep playing through the inside. We've mentioned that before. Not a lot of size out on the floor for the Hoods at the minute. Definitely a stop needed here by the Rockets.
5-second call will be a good one. They won't get it. It's in with Hall. Thought about screen and roll. Gademi nearly throws it away. That's Riley misses everything and scooped up by Cracknell. We're under 5 now. Here's Pinnock again inside. Very controversial call. Offensive foul. Look at this one on the replay, coach.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Hard to see through the bodies.
Yeah, I think that probably is, but as we've said before, we need poise and not direct attacks. So an important moment in this fourth quarter.
Still 9, 4:48 to go. Rockets back in the zone, left Brownell wide open in the corner, and
I think
he's missed everything.
It must have slipped out of his hand because he's been brilliant in this game, and goodness me, what a guy to leave open.
Finds Jenkins, who nearly gets it to Cracknell for the open corner 3. Watch out there in the front row.
Yeah, good catch by the gentleman sitting in the front row there.
Cracknell turn around, gets it to go. Lead is 7.
Yeah.
Bit of pressure again from the Rockets. Got to get out to shooters. Long skip to the corner.
Don't leave the shooters for sure.
Hall gets one to go. Breaks his duck in this second half. Cracknell to Jenkins. Porter, who's been very good on that low block, skipped quickly to Champion. Back to Jenkins, thought about the threes. Tricky gets inside. Could be big if this one goes. Huge shot from Lewis Champion. Lead to 6.
Yeah, very exciting here for the Rockets fans. Rockets as close as they've been in the game.
Nearly dribbled out of bounds. Flies off of Cracknell. Sub soars in. Injury here for Riley. Maybe
bit of cramp, perhaps.
Bit of cramp, yeah.
Hoods have played really hard in this game, deserving of their lead at the moment, but the Rockets really trying hard to fight back. 6 points down with 3:37 left. Big possession coming up here.
Got to chase shooters. Soars, guarded by Porter, will hand off with Hall, who made his last one. You don't want to give him a good look.
Pickham
defended well by Pinnock, but just doesn't get it to go. It's bobbled around and it's missed inside from Davis.
Tense finish here.
Champion finds Jenkins. Champion again, who made his last one. Good flash from Porter. Goes at Gademi, just tosses one up. Nothing doing but travel called. And I like Finn Porter. If I'm looking at the guys on the floor, I think I'd have some others with the ball in their hands before him.
Yeah, and again, in that possession, really, ball goes through the high post. Great. Let's see if we can pitch the ball out the opposite side, maybe chase the ball screen. Just give the Hoods different things to defend.
Brown or Davis through Hall. Davis made a couple of good mid-rangers. Soars in the corner, chased well by Porter. It's a turnover. Rockets out and running. They've got a few numbers. It's Pinnock. Finds Porter inside for the two-handed dunk. And it's within 2.
Or 4.
4,
72-76. Yeah, great job by the Rockets. And they've really fought hard in this fourth quarter.
Gademi misses the long 3. Fouled.
Yeah,
there's a lot of noise. I can't hear much in a minute.
Should be 2 shots to the Rockets if it's... Yeah, and it is. It is 2 shots to the Rockets. Wow.
2 shots, and this one has got very, very interesting at the 2:28 mark.
And I tell you what, if the Rockets win this game, it will be the football equivalent of a smash and grab.
Oh, that might be my favourite comment of the evening so far. That's why you're here, just for those, the gems. Cracknell, single possession game. Rockets finally clicking, found the unit that works. Cracknell gets 2, and this one is really interesting.
Yeah, fantastic, but you can see Josh Gademi was pretty calm.
Davis finds Brownell, doesn't go. Massive rebound from Hall, needed to clear that one. Travel called. I've just watched Bailey run the sideline in excitement. You may well have caught him on the stream.
Yep.
2-point ball game.
And what the Rockets don't need to do here is force anything. There's plenty of time in the game. They've got it back to where they want to get it back to.
Lewis, champion, takes the roof off in here. 77-76. The crowd are on their feet. Rockets lead by 1.
What an effort by the Rockets. Can they get a stop here? Answer is yes, as Cracknell rebounds. Rockets by 1 with 1:40 left. And what an incredible turnaround this is, Mark.
We said it was a monumental task. It has, but Rockets have been up to the challenge. A made basket here, and I think the roof might actually come off. Cracknell down the lane, Soars with a massive block.
That was a great block as
Hall the other way, fumbled out of bounds, stays with the Hoods.
Goodness me, incredible. 75 seconds left. 77 plays 76. What a game we've got here at Loddon Valley. 133 of you witnessing the Rockets coming back from 16 down at half-time to lead by 1.
Gademi to the middle.
Yeah. Nice finish, Gademi, as Hoods are up 1.
Veteran play from Gademi. This 1-point difference makes it really fun to watch. Here's Jenkins and Porter. Goes to the pull-up and makes it. Jemai Jenkins. This game's got really good.
Absolutely, and we're getting to the minute mark now. Rockets with a 1-point lead. This is going to be a fabulous finish.
Gademi and Hall. Screen from Soars. Hall stuck. Soars thought about himself. Back to Hall. He's wide open. Riley with the board. Foul on the floor on the rebound. That will not send him to the line. The foul's on Champion, and that might be his 5th. Big blow for the Rockets down the stretch.
And he's called 2 shots as well. Wow. I wonder if we'll get a replay of that one, because that was...
that can't be 2 shots on the rebound.
That was incredible. Champion has indeed fouled out of the game. That's what we like, a bit of confusion with 45 seconds left in a 1-point ball game.
Timeout for Reading. They still have 1 to burn by the looks of things.
Yes, wow, let's catch our breath.
I was just literally thinking the same thing.
Yeah, wow.
That's been an unbelievable second 5 minutes in this 4th quarter. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Felt like it could go this way. Big run from the Rockets, and it's really working. Yeah. Still a bit of discussion on whether this one is a shooting foul.
I think it's an end-line ball, by the sounds of it, which would be 14 seconds on the shot clock. So, what are we thinking here for the Hoods?
I don't think you have to run anything in particular or anything special to score. Coach might have a nice, a little wrinkle as an after timeout.
Yeah, just having a look here. Trying to get a view of what Coach Watts is asking from his men. But I have to tell you, the Rockets crowd coming to light. The score in the arena is 79-78. And that...
Yes, so we'll keep you updated. 79-78. I could go into the technicalities of why it looks like a different number. There is a camera on the scoreboard producing that. If it gets knocked around from all the jumping in the arena, there's loads of people on their feet. Could be the reason. Anyway, Rockets by 1. 7 on the shot clock. Gademi against Jackson. Finds Soares. He's got to put one up. It's long, but they snag a rebound. They needed that one, Reading. 14 on the shot clock. They will still get the ball back, whatever happens. Crowd literally on their feet. Gademi down the lane, throws one up, and one! Huge from Josh Gademi. Down the lane, fouled, and one.
And that missed box out by Jordan Jackson, massively costly. And it's that man again, Josh Gademi. But it's a 1-point game. The Rockets will take their last timeout if Gademi scores and makes it a 2-point game.
He does. Timeout Rockets. 16 seconds to play. 81-79. The Hoods back in front. And my heart is beating quite fast.
Yes, as is mine. And let's have a think about this. What will the Rockets do? I think the minimum they've got to come away with in this possession is getting fouled. So that will be something I'm sure the coaching staff will be looking at. Got good shooters on the floor as well. So let's see. It's all to play for. What a game, hey, Mark? First NBL Division 1 game here at the Valley, and it's turned out to be quite the thriller.
It's been fantastic. Thank you to everyone joining us. 145 dialing in for the end of this one, and it's going to be to the final seconds. Rockets down to 81-79. I imagine Coach T will advance the ball. Packed house treated finally after a lacklustre first half. They've been treated to an absolute barn burner of a second half.
Yes, they certainly have, and a very, very big final quarter. But the Rockets put themselves in all sorts of problems in the first 3 quarters of this game, but have somehow got it to click and do have a chance to tie or take the lead with 16.9 seconds left.
I think your options are get to the rim. There's still a bit of time here. Get to the rim.
Don't turn it over.
Don't turn the ball over. Thanks, Coach, for the technical advice. If there's something that gives you an open 3. I can see your heart nearly jumping out of your chest, because that was the turnover you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the one where, you know, like, yes, we want to get the ball in Cracknell's hands, but could we make Cracknell the screener? Could we run little decoy?
Jackson into Jeremiah Jenkins. He'll get all the way down the lane. Great finish from Jeremiah Jenkins, and we're tied up at 81, under 10 to go. Hall on the ball. We're at 3. Shoots it for the win and makes it. This one is over. Seth Hall on the buzzer. Goes glass, and Nottingham win this 83-81.
Yeah, and that has really sucked the life out of this place. But you have to give massive credit to the Hoods. They played 3 excellent quarters. And that was a tough play at the end of the game. Seth Hall had been quiet in this second half, but gets it to go. And, breaks Reading hearts. But I think the Rockets did leave themselves an incredible amount to do heading into this 4th and final quarter. But, Mark, what a game for English basketball.
Yeah, if you were in the house for that one, amazing to see live. If you're on the live stream, very, very much big thanks from us for joining us. Not a lot to be said there. Watch this one back. It's an unbelievable finish here at the Valley. Seth Hall with 0.5 left on the clock. 83-81. We'll gather our breath. We'll catch you next time, Fish. Thanks for joining me again.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thanks very much to everybody that tuned in to this wonderful game. Really good to see Rockets trying to come back as best they could, but it's the Hoods that steal the win.
We are back in action soon. Thanks to the stream team. We will see you next time.